Well, greetings. This is Pastor Carlin Allers here at First Lutheran in Pontiac. This is our Common Sense Theology, our Word of Hope for today. Hope you're doing well. We're going to continue with stewardship. Again, stewardship, giving 10% of our finances to God. Now, there's actually more to it than just our finances, and we're going to talk about that tomorrow. But I want to talk to you about individual and corporate stewardship. Now, individually, we as a family, a husband and a wife, or just an individual, should give 10%. That just goes without saying. But also, corporately, as a church, as a congregation, we should set and have it in our budgets and in other ways. We should do more than this, but at the very least, we should have a 10% budget of benevolence that is going outside of the church, not inwardly, not programs, not, and it doesn't necessarily mean that we're not doing a program, but I'm talking about capital needs, things like that. That needs to be outside of that. But to have things set out, where we are maybe sending kids to camp, maybe we are doing scholarships, the food pantry and clothing closets in our areas, our seminaries. There's just so many things. We could sit here all day and talk about things. But corporately, as churches, we should be sending out benevolence to other organizations and to be helping to spread the gospel. There are mission societies, missionaries. There's all sorts of ways that this can be done. But we need to understand it's not just an individual thing. There is a corporate aspect to this. And I would just say this, really, if you're a Christian and you have a business, you should look at 10% of that if you're able to do it. Maybe you do it individually through your business, that's fine. But if you have a corporation of some type, maybe you should look at ways that you could corporately do that. God will bless you. I just want to leave you with this story. I don't know if you've ever heard the story of J.C. Penney. The man J.C. Penney, there really was a man named J.C. Penney, and he started the very famous J.C. Penney stores. Now, they're about out of business now, unfortunately. But many years ago, when Mr. Penney started his organization, he was a very avid Christian, a very avid follower of Christ, and he was a tither. He tithed. And his business grew through tithing and everything else. So you know what Mr. Penney did? He actually took and reversed it, and he said, I'm going to give 90% to God, and I'm going to have 10% just for myself. And you know what? His business grew even more by doing that, and he became a very, very wealthy man himself, Mr. Penney did. But remember, God has the bigger shovel. He will help us in many ways. Maybe, as it did for the children of Israel, it says that their sandals lasted longer. Remember the story of the Maccabees and, of Hanukkah, the oil lasting longer. And, there are other stories of things lasting much longer. The meal and the oil of the widow with Elijah. We see things like this. God can make things last longer, but God has the bigger shovel, and He'll take care of us. But we are to tithe individually and corporately. It's just His way. Pray that